Welcome back, YouTubers, to our SummerSlam 2012 review with us, the British Fist.
Good.
Mr. Parkin here, sitting in this corner without my head bandage. I am okay now, by the way, after that Terminator MJ attack. This guy sitting next to me is none other than the man himself. It's none other than NJ.
What's up?
To Grease Lightning. Subscribe above, like this video, and comment any thoughts you have on this SummerSlam down in that comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the link to the British box below.
Yes, and we've been contractually obligated by the British Fist Executive to announce that Terminator NJ has a Twitter. It's at Terminator NJ, and also he has a Facebook page, which you should like, apparently. According to the executives, it will be linked in the description box below, much like our links. But unfortunately, the Terminator NJ links are taking more prevalence over ours right now. It's almost like he's stealing the spotlight, isn't it?
It does seem that way. So people, just follow us, follow him, and just keep us going, keep him going, and that'll be good.
I mean, he's got pretty interesting tweets and stuff, hasn't he, that boy?
He's on a roll at the moment.
Whatever he is, I don't know. Let's just, should we get onto this show?
Let's go.
SummerSlam 2012. Okay, so going into this show, I personally had quite high hopes on this show. You were sort of high, as I guess.
There's quite a few matches I liked, but some of these I just thought maybe they're just thrown in there.
Yeah, I just want to give my firstly, I just want to give, because you weren't here for the pre-show, but the Santino-Antonio Cesaro US Championship match. I think it was good for pre-show match. I liked the little psychology they used with the Cobra in the corner, and he had a Cobra in his ass. I thought that was quite funny. Santino got distracted by Aksana. Cesaro wins the US Championship on the pre-show, and I'm kind of sitting there thinking, have this on the card. It was a title change. Why not have this on the card, not in the pre-show?
A few things I want to say is Aksana, whatever her name is, she was looking good. So it's a good distraction for Santino, who is an attraction to the Diva, shall we say.
Yes.
But the result here, again, pre-show matches, you don't expect title changes. Yes, they've done title changes on house shows, but this, you're meant to make Cesaro, if you want a future mid-carder, and you have him win on a pre-show. This is basically setting up probably a rematch at Night of Champions, so it did its job there. But it's not done Cesaro much good, but not everyone watches pre-show now. So.
Exactly, which is why it should have been on the card. Or I hope that Antonio Cesaro changes that belt to the European Championship. I think that would be a nice way of making him stand out in the WWE, do you not?
It could be, but at the same time, they could change the belt to anything, but it just all comes down to the booking. They could change the belt to absolutely anything, but it might not change the booking of the belt. Very true.
And now we get onto the actual card itself. We opened up the card this SummerSlam with Dolph Ziggler versus Chris Jericho. I really thought this would be higher up on the card, but as an opener, it was a very good match. I just thought it warranted a place higher up on the card, in my opinion. There were so many things that could have gone before this as the opener.
There was a few matches that I did expect in popularity and important-wise, which would have came first before this. But when I saw this the opener, I thought, right, this is definitely meaning something, because now Ziggler has the whole show for anything to happen. Yes. So instead of doing that, we'll get to that later.
Oh, you mean the cash-in that never happened. Jericho had the injured ribs. I did enjoy the build-up of this storyline, which is probably why I enjoyed the match. It went about 13 minutes. Both guys looked pretty good in the match. Chris Jericho got the victory. I know some people will probably disagree with that. I kind of felt Ziggler should go over here. But I think one thing we can all agree on, guys, is whether Ziggler won or lost here. It's kind of like going against Taker at WrestleMania. Ziggler has been very, very elevated by this feud. And even though he lost, his stock has still gone from there to there in this feud, in my opinion.
The thing about this match, as much as it did make Ziggler look really good, I thought this match was a really good opener. The result, I want to complain a little bit, or just disagree, shall I say, with it, because Jericho has this rumour of possibly fading away in the next few weeks, or whenever it is. So he's gone, and if Ziggler's not getting his chance to get a win over Jericho before he leaves, then he's missed a great opportunity here. And also the fact that Jericho could have simply lost this, gone away, and came back with a clean slate and no wins, and then come back with better booking. And Ziggler would have gone able to say, right, Jericho's gone, I was the one who beat him in his last match, and all this. It could have been a lot better for Ziggler if he won.
Quite possibly. I guess people will share their opinions on that in the comment section below. You kind of thought now during the night with this being the opener that Ziggler was going to cash in, but it didn't really happen. But there we go. Daniel Bryan versus Kane was the next match on the card. I must admit, I think this is a match I had probably least interest in, and I think it's just because it didn't really feel like a proper feud. I think it's kind of funny also how the WWE are trying to make us believe that the Yes Chants are mocking Daniel Bryan when actually they're kind of supporting Daniel Bryan, but I don't know, it just seemed a bit funny to me.
This match, as much as I'm going to get about the chance, because the fact they use this continuously week after week, yes, it's something that represents Daniel, but in a way it gets in the way of the show, in my opinion. This match, I really didn't think of much point of Daniel Bryan winning when I went into this match, because if, let's say, Kane beat Daniel Bryan, that would have given Daniel Bryan an excuse to be more frustrated, more angry, and to continue this character that he's got. But the fact he's beat Kane, he can run off saying, "Oh, I must not be that crazy because I managed to win a match at a pay-per-view, blah, blah, blah." So I think this may have weakened it. But in result of this match, I did like where Kane went with this.
I guess they let Daniel Bryan win here so they could allow Kane to get frustrated like they did with him backstage. I thought that was pretty nice. I guess the whole point behind Daniel Bryan winning was just to allow the frustration and to probably play out this anger management storyline a little bit more. I love the fact that Josh Matthews got smashed backstage, motherfucker, Mark Henry style as well.
That's what I really liked. Even though I did not really agree with Daniel Bryan winning, Kane getting the win here and going... Daniel Bryan picking up the win and Kane going frustration. That was really interesting. I was seeing the old Kane just going around, taking out whoever got in his way. I'm hoping they bring this onto Raw, possibly a rematch against Daniel Bryan, because the way it finished, it was just a quick roll-up and that was it, and Kane got up and everything, so I'm expecting a possible rematch.
Yeah, so in my opinion, a bit of a meh segment, really, apart from the post-match. It just kind of didn't seem like it was a SummerSlam match, but it seemed like it was to advance something rather than to, like, you know, finish something.
That's what I think now.
Which you generally expect to the big pay-per-views. Miz versus Rey Mysterio was our Intercontinental Championship match. You know, we've seen before, these two guys have very good chemistry in the ring. They went out there for 9 minutes. They had a pretty solid match. You had Rey as Batman, which was kind of funny, and it was a pretty solid match. I felt we could have got more time, really, with these guys, the chemistry they have in the ring.
This match is what the WWE have been waiting to allow to happen. This match went down the way it should do. They put on great movements. And the way I saw this match going into it, we had a discussion during the show, is that it could have gone either way. You could have had Miz win, become the great heel, and get a big win over a big name like Mysterio to hopefully push him back up away from his losing streak. But at the same time, Rey could have won to give like Sandow or other little heels a big person to face to be progressed in their careers. So either way.
And that is the big question, really. I'd like to get this out to you guys, so would NJ. Do you think a babyface Intercontinental champion would be better? Because if you have a heel champ, you don't have very many credible babyfaces for him to feud against. But if you have a face champ like Rey Mysterio, there's loads of these young heels coming up that you could feud him with. I think maybe having Rey Mysterio as a champion could be a good idea, really, as much as I like Miz being the IC champion.
Well, the way they finished was pretty good. You had the 619 and then the Skull Crush finale coming up, so it could have gone either way. But the reason I'm saying I'm happy with The Miz is because I'm possibly thinking Rey could be built up to another storyline, probably to Sin Cara, even though fans don't want to see it, possibly up towards WrestleMania.
The only problem with that is Sin Cara's lost so much steam, and I don't really think any people would care, but there we go, that's what happens. Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio was our fourth match on the card, the World Heavyweight Championship match. The first thing I noticed in this match was when Sheamus came out on SmackDown, he had an injured shoulder, and that shoulder just all of a sudden went, like, great. What the hell?
Well, he's been drinking some Cena's blood.
Yeah, well, I tell you, and he's probably the newest member of the Breakfast Club, so therefore injuries don't matter when you're part of the Breakfast Club, brother. Again, I thought this was for Del Rio and Sheamus, which a match we've had so many times, it was a solid match and everything, but in my opinion, 11.5 minutes, it just didn't get enough time. It was another match that, in my opinion, didn't get enough time. With the amount of filler we had on this card, you thought, man, some of these matches could have got a bit more time, really.
I was really into this match. Going into this, you did predict the whole Sheamus will look strong, blah, blah, blah. But this match, whenever I really looked up, Del Rio was having something over on Sheamus. And this match really levelled out. It made Del Rio look good. The thing is, it came to the end, and the way they did it was in a clever way, because they did the boot thing. Sheamus could almost win there. So it did it in an interesting way, but then I just think it blew out the window a little bit.
You know what? Why are they making Sheamus win with a heel move? How can a person get behind a babyface that wins with a heel move and then wins when the heel has his foot? This is another classic example of WWE's strongly booking the babyfaces too much. Isn't the heel the one supposed to be getting the one-up on the babyface, not the other fucking way around? This reminds me so much of Orton and Christian last year, when Orton kept getting one-up on the heel Christian, when it should be the other freaking way around. I'm sorry, this is just ridiculous booking for Sheamus right now. It really is.
It really could have done a lot differently, but I'm glad it won a clean finish, even though this means there's probably be a rematch at Night of Champions, but I really did expect Booker T, because he's been gradually trying to get himself as a sighting as a general manager, I really expect him to come out and say, no, I'm not having any of this, rematch it here and there. But sadly, I think it's going to build up to a match at Night of Champions.
Again, this is another segment I thought could have been a blow-off, right? Just have Sheamus win, take their rear out of the championship picture and rebuild him a little bit. But instead it ended up being another advancement angle rather than a finishing the blow-off feud angle kind of thing, which kind of disappointed me a little bit at SummerSlam.
And that's what I think, because with SummerSlam being one of the big pay-per-views, you do expect it to be like the full stop to thing, or the big matches that either end feuds or in a way push new feuds. And in a way, they're using this pay-per-view, one of the big ones, as a way to progress onto a smaller pay-per-view.
Yeah, indeed. Oi, British Fist! This mysterious letter came for you earlier, alright? What's that say? New Day 916. Hang on a minute, who the fuck are you? He's gone out the freaking door, what the hell?
I'm really confused, but now I'm just wondering who said this and what does it mean?
New Day 9/16/12 new chapter. Huh?
Not clicking.
I'll just ignore that.
We have to ignore it for now. Try and figure out another time.
Yeah. Just...
Okay.
What's that noise? That's weird. Do you want to just move on?
We should do before we get too apart from this review.
Yeah, sorry, we lost a bit of track there, guys. The next match was Primetime Players versus Kofi Kingston and R-Truth for the Tag Team Championships. Hell, how refreshing did it feel to have a Tag Team Championship match on the card, MJ?
Oh yes, we had the Blue Pants versus the Pink Pants match. This match was going to go down really well, and Terminator NJ really had something to say about this match.
Yeah, the fans were chanting Kobe Bryant. Yeah, I think that says so much about your Senate campaign, Linda McMahon. The fans are chanting Kobe Bryant. What are you going to do? Fucking suspend the fucking fans? Just saying. It's not the same about AW, is it?
No, and that
really isn't.
Helped the result, because when we heard this match, I really, as much as I thought, as we saw in the Go-Home show, the Primetime Players looked like they could survive on their own. WWE actually showing us in this show that they don't have the confidence in them anymore. Yeah,
I mean, they got a decent reaction. It's just, without AW, they don't, I mean, with AW, I could see them winning. I really could. I could see them being a big tag team, but without AW now, I'm sorry, they're just going to be another generic tag team, and the match was about 7 minutes long. It was a little bit disappointing, in my opinion. That's all I can really say about it. The faces win, of course.
By the end of the match, yes, you had the Primetime Players looking dominant, but you could almost tell the way it was going to go by the way that the Primetime Players were facing against R-Truth and Kofi Kingston.
Pretty much. And here, it really does beg the question, are the Primetime Players the same about AW? I mean, that is a real question, in my opinion. Could they be anything more than a mediocre tag team without AW? I mean, we'll give that to you out there. You point your thoughts in the comment section below. Speaking of Abraham Washington, I just thought I'd mention this. The Be A Star video package they had, and they didn't mind promoting Mike Tyson, who was a convicted rapist, at the show, but they will fire Abraham Washington for saying a Kobe Bryant, comment. Hypocrisies and double standards within the WWE playing rife here, Benji?
We're definitely bringing that back, because it's just really unfair, and Abraham Washington should have been here tonight.
Yes, he really should have. It would have maybe improved this tag team match, I would just say that. Next, we had the WWE Championship match. It didn't main event like some of us thought it might have done. CM Punk versus John Cena versus Big Show for the WWE Championship. Again, another one of those segments, in my opinion, that didn't really get as much time as it should have done and was there to continue something onwards. And, I don't know, this match really, to me, never really picked up.
The thing that stood out to me is that they did it correctly. They had Big Show being the dominant guy throughout the match, CM Punk and Cena teasing a possible feud between themselves. The thing, it went down that way, but then it comes to the ending, and just like the World Heavyweight match, instead of just doing a clean finish, they have to do a swerve in the end.
AJ comes out and restarts the match after Cena and Punk give the... That's a good AJ look, NJ. Cena and Punk both make Big Show tap out. AJ restarts the match. You have Cena and Big Show and then Punk getting the win. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow, was that supposed to be like a WWE Championship match? That wasn't very good. I mean, it seems like they're concentrating more on hyping up to Cena and versus Punk and Night of Champions than they were giving like a very good match or angle at SummerSlam, in my opinion. That's just how I felt about this one.
It's very true, and the thing is, the way I look at it is that CM Punk's won another SummerSlam. He's the champion still, And I like them. I'm not going to complain that CM Punk won. It's just that I don't think this match shows him as a fighting champion. It shows more AJ's thinking mind into this match.
Again, CM Punk being overshadowed by AJ Lee, would you say? But maybe that's what they're going for now. I don't know what they're doing with CM Punk. Is he face? Is he heel? I don't know what they're doing. It's kind of like confusing now. Let's just move on. Yeah, we had a concert. That was a bit stupid, wasn't it? We had a concert. We also had movie trailers and adverts during this pay-per-view, didn't we, NJ? I know. That's exactly what we did, wasn't it? Pretty much. It just sucked. What's the point? We also didn't have the matches that we could have had to maybe fill the time, like Damien Sandow versus Brodus Clay and Ryback versus Jinder Mahal to get some much-needed baby faces, young baby faces on the card, maybe.
Very church, you heard in our predictions. We build up the card a lot more than what the WWE did. And I think they could have done better, took out the filler, took out the concert, which weren't done by Metallica, and we could have had all these other smaller matches, build up the card, gave them their pay-per-view moments, and it would just benefit them, but instead, we got filler.
Yeah, and to be honest, why not try and get Brodus Clay, Damien Sandow right back on the card? I mean, come on, you might as well do that. You had so much filler time, and they couldn't even... And on previous pay-per-views they have, but this one, no.
And now I've got a question. Is the Ryback feud dead? Is Damien Sandow... I said I would make it to SummerSlam. And now we're about to get Brock Lesnar versus Triple H. And they both want to finish each other. But let me just say this. The winner will not be able to finish me. And I promise you this. My presence will be felt.
So our main event of the evening was Brock Lesnar versus Triple H in a no DQ match. Was it no DQ?
Because we had Triple H back on the pre-show say that he wants it to be done. Refs say out this, let's just fight, let's just go at it.
Yeah.
And that's roughly what they were given.
Yeah, and before we go into this match, I just want to say, guys, that I did, don't know why, I think it's because of this match, but I legitimately was ill for about 10 minutes during this match, so I'm going to have to pass most of the opinions over to NJ, I'm afraid. But from what I saw of it, this match didn't feel very big. The crowd didn't really seem into it. It was just like, it didn't have that big feeling that Cena and Lesnar gave me at Extreme Rules from what I saw of it. But you maybe can give me more on that.
The way I look at this match is a match that was rightly the main event because of the most attention this has got and the focus of Triple H and Brock Lesnar, who's not really going to be around as much as the other wrestlers are. But this match, I think it went down barely. Like Brock Lesnar and Triple H both got the offense in. Heyman didn't really get involved. It was just a fight between the two. Even though it's a fight, the crowd were pretty much dead. They didn't react to the two wrestlers fighting. And then we get to the result, which we got a pedigree, F5, we got all that in, so it made it tense in a way. But even with those, it didn't pick the match up. And we get the result of Brock Lesnar winning.
Brock Lesnar winning was the right thing, in my opinion. But this match did not feel big at all, did it? It's like, I don't know why. It's just, I'll say one thing, though. This match actually makes me respect Cena a little bit. And do you want to know why? Because Cena let Brock Lesnar beat on him the whole match, and it felt big because of it. And what did Triple H? I'm sorry, I don't like calling out your boy, NJ, but I'm sorry. But what did Triple H do here to make Lesnar look good? I'm just saying.
Well, the difference between those two matches is who let who win.
Exactly. Did Cena make Brock Lesnar look like a beast, or did Triple H make Lesnar look more like a beast?
Well, we had Cena make Brock Lesnar look good, but then take it away from him by beating him in seconds, not a proper fight from Cena. And Triple H, he took the broken arm thing again, went down, and I think, in my opinion, the match would have been good, but Triple H did what Lesnar needed more than Cena did. And
to be honest, I didn't feel that the match wasn't really brutal, as I really thought it would be, maybe. I don't know. It's just the whole aftermath thing. We'll talk about the aftermath. Brock Lesnar going over was the right decision, in my opinion. The crowd were chanting, "You tapped out," and there was some boos for Triple H, which I think kind of sums up the match a little bit. And, Triple H gets this long ending where he's walking out of the arena, and you're kind of thinking, he's kind of like teasing that he's retiring, maybe, a little bit. I don't know. It seemed a bit weird, didn't it?
Well, the thing about the ending is we had backstage Heyman and Lesnar saying this is going to finish Triple H, but I don't think they finished him. Not at all. Not if Triple H could stand by the end and continue that way. I think this is going to be just like the rest of SummerSlam. This is hyping up something else. Maybe. Probably on Raw, we're going to have the contract what happened in that.
What was on the contract? We don't know, because Triple H never looked.
No, we're going to have Shawn Michaels probably maybe there, or we're going to have a hint of a possible rematch eventually. I don't know what's going to happen, but I expect this match is going to be a lead on to the future of the WWE, but they dragged the ending a bit, and I just question really what was the point of this match. Yes, it gave Brock Lesnar a win, but it did not really accomplish what it should do.
Wasn't a big match, was it, Vince? It didn't feel like a big match. The crowd, the way it was, I don't know, it just didn't have a big match feel to me. But, you know, what were your overall thoughts on this pay-per-view then as a whole? I kind of felt it was disappointing.
There were some good matches which were expected, but the way they finished some of the matches really let it down. And I don't think this SummerSlam was as great as we expected it by the end.
Nowhere near as good as we expected. I think the problem was that, I mean, I'm not necessarily bashing WWE too much about this, but it seemed like they were concentrating more on Night of Champions than they were really trying to make SummerSlam a really nice pay-per-view. You know, the angle progression was all on SummerSlam to Night of Champions, which kind of, I don't know, the pay-per-view just disappointed me. I had high expectations going into this. I even bought the pay-per-view for, what, £15, and I just... Again, it just disappointed me. I haven't really put my finger on it, but watching it all the way through, it just really didn't have. It just really wasn't as good as I thought it was. I'm getting a C-. It just really. Ugh.
Well, I'm going to give it just a bit more generous. I'm going to give it a C because even though SummerSlam was a big pay-per-view, like we said, I still think it's still giving future matches coming onto Raw or SmackDown or Night of Champions. It's building up something, and I give it credit for that.
So yeah, Night of Champions might be good, people. Yeah! Anyway, give us your thoughts in the comment section below, what you thought of SummerSlam, whether they're the same or whether they're different to ours. Give us your opinions in the comment section below. And now I will hand you over to the only person out of us two that can really... I do the intros. He does the outros. So yeah, that's pretty much how it works here. Do you want to go ahead, NJ?
People, it's all about the game. From Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, thank you very much for tuning to our SummerSlam review. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. And all I'm going to say is tune in for our Raw review. And until next time, YouTubers, goodbye.